thoughts about cricket. I mean, you just cannot imagine anybody would spend more than 5 minutes watching that game.
She doesn't know anything about it, that's why.
Right. On serve.
5-4, Becker.
I don't think she's going to buy a book on cricket when we go down for the Australian Open either.
That's wide, love 15.
Sampras didn't come in behind that second serve, and at this stage of proceedings, when the pressure's on, you got to do that. If Becker hits the winners, fair enough, but you can't let him dictate the trend of the point, and he did so on that first one.
He's played a bolder third set, Becker, and it's paid off for him. Going for too much there. He came up off that shot.
Yeah, but that was the right thing to try.
Exactly.
It was, but we talked about this the other day with Sampras when he came off, and we talked about when it got tight in those two sets, he didn't come in behind his serve. He's been doing it all match long, and now he's fallen back into pretty much the same pattern that cost him dearly in the round-robin competition. See if he stays back in the rest of this game and comes in after that second serve.
Oh, he's going to miss that one.
It.
Dangerous play.
He went for the hot dog.
The high-flying overhead. It's a very tough shot to hit this.
Yeah, and he didn't spike it away. He didn't angle it, and he didn't get it deep enough. And he could have made that one, too. Boy, that was a makeable volley.
Yeah, it sure was. He tried to guide it. You could tell. 15-30.
Good serve if he can hit him too good, but don't let him just let you play. The aim of the game now is transferring pressure from one end of the court to the other.
Yeah, and you got 9,000 Germans screaming for Becker. It's like a pressure cooker out there. It's wide.
Same thing again. Hate to say it, folks.
Set point.
Becker controls his own destiny here. He's got Sampras on the rope. Sampras has to come up with great stuff all the time. He comes up with two of them, but you can't make three when you're off balance to make that shot. Didn't miss by much. Boris Becker did the right thing here under the circumstances when he knew Pete Sampras was going to stay back on that second serve.
Oh, boy. 192 Ks make that 119 mile an hour ace. That's only 5 aces for Sampras against 23 for Becker in the match.
Boy, did he need that one. Well-played point. Becker had the opportunity, but he missed down the line. He's a little bit late on the ground stroke. It's a lot tougher to hit those fellas on the passing shots under pressure than it is to try and chip and get all that court to get into the net behind something.
Barbara Becker watches. She's watching two of the best in the business doing what they do so well on a court surface that suits tennis and their games. Game point. That'll go wide in its game.
Well played, Sampras. Well played to get out of that. Got himself into a lot of bother.
I'm also happy. I like the way Sampras played this because he didn't go for a huge first serve. He went back to three-quarter serve and trusted his volley. We talked about it before. Sometimes Sampras tends to really press when the heat is on, go for huge serves, and it hasn't worked. He's only had a handful. He's only had 5 aces on the day. He should trust that a good three-quarter pace serve will do the job for him. It's what Becker's been doing so well, and Becker's also had, as we've said, so many aces, 10 in this set alone.
Most times when you got a good volley like both these boys have, you're going to have a look at a volley if you get a good three-quarter pace serve. And if they crank it for a winner, it's just too tough. Becker's got 74% of first serves again. That's about where he was at the end of the first set.
Yeah, he took a little bit off that one and kept it in.
Smart.
5 games all.
This is good rhythm again and good tennis, because you can bring in the heater occasionally, but if you're serving at 110 mile an hour, 106 mile an hour, there's not much your opponent can do with that serve.
That has become by far Pete Sampras' most dangerous shot, the forehand pass. Talking earlier about putting some more topspin on the backhand side. He hits that pass now with a lot of topspin as well on the forehand. Not so much on the return, but on the pass. That's wide.
That was a smart shot from Sampras there from deep in the court. He had very little chance of making a passing shot because of the Becker volley. He had to take a step back, and the pass from back there is just too tough. Becker was blanketing the net, and he threw up a good volley, a good lob, I'm sorry, and made Becker try and play that high backhand volley, which I think is one of his worst shots.
A set all, 5 games all, 30 all.
Big serve. This is just great tennis from 2 of the best.
Yeah. Kept his head on that one and kept his head down.
Watch this. This is rather a flat return. See, he blocks it back but gives himself a second chance, and he makes the second one. A little bit more topspin, a little bit more control on that shot.
Of course, I suppose he had a little more time, which helps. Deuce.
First service.
Sampras was on that one as wide as he hit it.
Be interesting to see whether he guesses wide again on this one.
It's going to be interesting to see where Becker serves it too. I think it's a down the liner.
I'd give him the one down the line. I'd wait for the wide one.
Here's a break point coming up for Sampras. He's hit a couple of good backhand passing shots here. A shot that has not done him justice so far in the match. Look.
Yeah, but again, it's the return of serve that makes Becker play that volley, the backhand volley, where he doesn't have a lot of stick on that backhand volley. And Sampras there rolls it cross court. Well struck. There's the return. Makes Becker do it. And Becker, you can see Becker edging there. He was a good 3 feet over towards the forehand line.
Break point. Sampras has had 8 break point chances. He's broken once.
Well,
yeah.
Becker just kept aiming at the Sampras backhand, and it came through for him all game long. Big break.
3 times it worked for him. 6-5. Sampras will serve for the 3rd set. One way to still the hometown crowd is to get your nose out front. That's just exactly what Sampras has done. Now the crowd are beginning to clap for Becker, and hope that he's able to break back here. If he doesn't, Sampras takes a 2-set-to-1 lead. It's 6 games to 5, 1 set all.
So Sampras is trying to stun the mullets. 9,000 of them, as the fiery one would say. That gets him going.
As a forearm jolt return, that one, a good serve from Sampras into the backhand, a good reply from Becker. Oh, Sampras breathed a sigh of relief on that one too, because he was on his way cross-court to the forehand cross-court, and it hit right on top of the tape, went over the highest part of the net, or Becker attempted to.
Yes, he got that one. 200 km/h. That's 124. He hasn't been a lot higher than that all week, so he really generated some horsepower on that one.
Look at this, he even top spins this one, comes up over the top of it, makes sure of it.
30-15. 2 points from the third set and a 2-set-to-1 lead. 187 Ks on that, so not as hard, but a good angle. No chance for Becker. Set points for Sampras. He saves one.
Second serve that Sampras stays back on, and Becker just rips into this one. There's a good look at it. Becker, good shoulder turn, and look at the racket work on that. Just drills it straight through with that forearm. It's like a karate chop. Whack.
Now Sampras is taking his time here. He's going to sidle up to that serve line. Let the crowd have their say, and then
thump it.
Let's see. He missed it. It's called wide, but it was close.
Sampras called it wide too.
No doubt Tim Gullickson gives his man Sampras a hand. I'll tell you what, it couldn't have been closer. Becker on the run.
You see
That's
that guy
the same
swallow?
young man. That's the same young man that called one earlier in the match, and on the run, this one down the line, and it's hooking in. It's a curveball, folks. It's out, it's out, it's out, it's in, it's out. There you go.
It stayed out.